welcome back to the Squire Squad. We're here, we're back, and we're ready to go. And we do have a Wings tonight, even though she is currently out of frame. So we got the whole gang back together, and we didn't skip a week. It's amazing. It's a miracle, and this never happens with this show.
We didn't play last week. We played Monster Camp.
I mean, 2 weeks
Squire
ago,
Squad.
because
Oh.
yeah, for this game, yeah, the Tuesday slot, stuff still happens, but we're here and we are excited to play again. Let's see, you just watched our intro video, which tells you a lot about what we do here on the channel. We got a couple exciting schedule things coming up. Let's see, not this weekend, but next weekend, I believe will be session 1 of the new Saturday Night's Ward 47. They already had their session 0 last week on Wednesday, so that should be up on our YouTube soon if it's not already, for you to check it out, see what that game's all about. They're playing Parslings, which has a deck of cards and lots of wordplay stuff involved. So you should be sure to check that out. Yeah. Tanae showing off her deck because she is in that game, so she can speak more about it than I can. Other than that, let's see. So I said that's next Saturday. This Saturday, probably nothing. We did ultimately decide that Saturday Night's Pathfinders will not be returning. Life just kept getting in the way, and we couldn't really make it work. So, but that means be on the lookout for something to fill that gap in the coming weeks. So. Yeah, other than that, our schedule is, if you're here live on Twitch, it's beneath our faces. If you're watching this in the future on YouTube or a VOD, you can check out our schedule in either our Discord or on our Twitter, all the usual places. If you're watching this, I assume you know how to access those. If you are watching this and you don't know what Twitter or Discord is, I am honestly impressed. Like, how'd you end up on Twitch but you don't know those? And if you somehow fit that category, welcome, and we'd be happy to show you the wonders of the internet. Let's see what else. Yeah, so I think that's it. Other things that we do have some merchandise, which I am wearing one of our shirts that usually has stuff we say in our shows and streams. We've got shirts, mugs, hoodies, stickers, all sorts of wearable merchandise if you want to check that out and help support us. I think that's it. I have certainly gone into rambling mode, but I think that's all that needs announcing at this point in time. Though I do want to say thank you to everyone who helped out with our donation to the National Network of Abortion Funds. I don't know exactly what our total tally was, but I do know we hit our $1,000 goal, which we matched. So we donated at least $2,000 to that cause, which is really exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now and let my players introduce themselves. So tell us who you are, what you do on the internet, and who you are playing here tonight. Take it away, David.
All right. Yeah, I'm David. Internet wise, pretty much just find me here on Tuesday nights. Tonight I am playing Kevin, aka Paragon, the Legacy Playbook.
Hello, everybody. I'm LB Hackmup. You can find me at LB Hackmup on the Twitters and the Twitches. I'm going to be playing Subrina. She is the Outsider, aka Corvid.
Hello, I am Z at NecromanZ on the internet. I have a Twitch channel you should follow because I'm going to stream, I promise. Otherwise, I'm here every Tuesday. Today, I'm playing Roz, who is the Scion.
I'll just put food in my mouth. Hello, everybody. I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventures channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. Today, I'm going to be playing as Chloe, and she is the Doomed.
And I'm Alex, OMG, it's some guy on the internets. I'm here on this channel Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and then also on LB's channel Sunday evenings and the shenanigans over there. And for this game, I'm the GM. I'm running it. I'm playing everyone that these four are not playing. So let's get into what happened last time. So we were starting things off with a bit of an intervention for Subrina, given her self-destructive behavior that she had been displaying, not really trying to hide the fact that she has powers, maybe not shouting from the rooftops like, hey, I'm an alien, but not being too careful about things either. And her friends, being concerned for her, decided it's time to have a talk. So as they were all going to meet up, Chloe and Roz were leaving school together, but Roz had to break off partway there, saying she needed to check something, and assured Chloe that she was going to be fine. She just had to, go check on a thing and make sure it didn't follow them to Kevin's house. And Chloe, deciding that, we've got the magic flowers if anything goes wrong, ultimately decided, okay, that's fine. You go do you. So at Kevin's place, the three of them, Kevin, Sabrina, and Chloe, had a conversation about Sabrina's behavior as of late. And they helped her realize that though she's maybe not explicitly hurting anyone, they did worry about her opening herself up to being hurt, and also the possibility of exposing her friends and loved ones to potential danger. Going over the whole reason why secret identities are a thing to begin with. Though they did, a whole lot to emphasize with her. Let's see. I'm reviewing my notes and trying not to just read it verbatim, but let's see. Yeah, there was a whole lot of talk about nihilism and how much, do things really matter, or, either everything matters or nothing matters. But they got to the root of the issue that Subrina is concerned about going home in the near future. Stream Elements, that is not for this game. That was for the horror one shot that we did. This game does not have those content warnings, so don't worry about that. But Sabrina was concerned about returning to her home planet, and had been kind of viewing it as, well, I'm going to be gone from this place, and it's probably a one-way trip, so why maintain things here on Earth? But Chloe and Kevin, got to reassure her that they still cared about her, and that there is value in the temporary nature of things. Let's see. Yeah, and also pointing out that who knows if it would really be a one-way trip. Maybe once the portal is established back to her home planet, that could remain open and there could be visits. Though then they got on to discussing whether or not CERN would allow the regulations and rules at CERN, and whether they would be open to the idea of keeping a transgalactic portal open and available for use. And Sabrina told the group about one of her friends that she had made when she was initially at CERN, a scientist from the United States named Jesse, who is actually the one who got Sabrina into the United States custody and got her to America to begin with. So starting to try and reach out to her to help out. Or help me remind me, what are Jesse's pronouns?
She, her.
Okay, I thought so, but wanted to confirm. And yeah, and then there was, the kind of ongoing conversation of how to get to CERN, and if they don't play nice, how to get to the portal so that Sabrina can meet her parent. When they finally get around to discussing how to handle the situation with Jimothy, which is kind of what sparked this whole debacle, this intervention rather. They decide to fake it being some kind of hologram technology, and eventually that seemed to work out. The group also wondered what to do about Gareth, Sabrina's interesting choice of roommate, but ultimately decided that given how much he already knows, it's probably safer to keep him close by where they can keep an eye on him, um, rather than letting him just wander off. Though Chloe did mention that she might be able to modify memories if it comes down to that. So that is a possibility. And she did have to assure the others that no, she's not going to kill him, and that memory manipulation is what she was talking about. Let's see. You know, they all have a good chat. Right, there was the bit about Kevin explaining that now doesn't exist, that everything is technically in the past, given, you know, the processing time that our brains take and for light to travel and all that stuff. And it just started getting very big brained, and the group eventually decided that, you know, after they had concluded the intervention portion of the evening, that they were all on much better footing with each other and settled in for a good old fashioned movie night, watching the Pixar classic WALL-E, because Sabrina needed a good cry and really likes robots. And Kevin was also interested in watching sad things now that he has tear ducts and, you know, could potentially experience the full suite of human emotions in a human-ish body. Kevin went to go get the movie set up. Sabrina pulled Chloe aside to have a chat, and once again brought up their whole thing about getting Chloe to kiss someone, and pointing out that Kevin hasn't kissed anyone either. So if Chloe doesn't want to kiss Sabrina, Kevin's an option if he's willing. Sabrina says she has a whole list of kissable people, but thinks it might be a bit less awkward for Chloe if they go with someone who is within their group. Once the movie's done, Sabrina goes back, has a chat with Gareth, which is fine. He ran off thinking he needed to pay his taxes, even though it's like September and the taxes are well past due. So who knows, maybe we're going to have an IRS subplot coming up. Chloe went out on a patrol for the first time in a while to check out on the wards that Roz was putting up around the city. She ran into Roz, who showed her the magic diagram she's been constructing around the city at large, you know, laying down wards and sigils and infusing various locations around the city with some magical power. And Chloe says that she got some ideas based off of that too, so maybe some collaboration there in the future. The next day, everyone woke to a text from Roz at 3 a.m. saying that she would be at school, but she is very soundly asleep in her room at Kevin's house the next morning, so they leave her be. At school, the main thing that's going on is that homecoming is coming up in a few weeks. So that is something to look forward to. Eve Lawson was hovering outside the classroom after homeroom looking for Roz, and Chloe assured her that she would text Roz and let her know that Eve was looking for her. After school at the gardening club, they did show Jimothy the amulet that did the holograms, but it broke before he could manage to use it. And they tease him about how much it's worth, you know, that just really giving this poor freshman a hard time, making them think he's gonna have to pay, you know, more money than he has probably ever seen. And Chloe also managed to steal some of his blood for one of her magic plants. So now that is, you know, y'all will know if Jimothy is ever in danger. Heaven forbid I ever put my sweet precious boy in danger. They send Jimothy off on an errand so that they can get some of Sabrina's blood, and they realize that Kevin has to hurt himself in order to be able to bleed, but they have managed to get everyone's blood for the plants. Once they finish that, some bugs show up and act in a very unbug-like manner. It turns out that Hive Mind needs their help and has something to show them. Hive Mind takes them, or first tells them to change into their super outfits and starts leading them across the city to a cemetery, and goes on to say, here, need to change the music now that we're getting into this part of the recap. At the cemetery, that various unmarked graves have been disturbed and the bodies have had their bones removed. The group calls it into the paladins, who tells them to keep checking things out, and they ask Hive Mind if it's happened elsewhere. And yes, it has, at a few more cemeteries around the city, all more unmarked graves. Kevin zips around the city checking it out, confirming that it's several dozen bodies from around the city. They worry that this is maybe something magical afoot. Why would it all be unmarked graves if that's magically significant or something? Maybe it's a skeleton army, or maybe it's some weird vampirism where they need calcium. Who can say? They are called back by the paladins, tells them that there's actually a bank robbery happening with, quote, a lot of bones. And so they head over there to see what is happening. When they arrive at the bank, they see that it has in fact been sealed off by just a wall of bones, and they are informed that there are a couple dozen hostages inside with some skeletons watching over them, as well as a few people wearing what can be called bone suits, and a large quadruped of some kind also wearing bone armor. Subrina sneaks in as a bug to scope things out, then shadow warps back out to report. And they figure out their plan to rescue the civilians and spring into action. And they think, this is going to be just fine. Kevin's going to bust in through the front door and just take out the person who seems to be controlling the skeletons from the outset. But the big quadruped throws a wrinkle into plans when it duplicates in front of them. Eventually, a fight ensues. They manage to save all the hostages, beat up the skellies, but the bank robbers retreat into the vault, and then it is discovered that they have a tunnel that they have escaped through and sealed the way behind them. The group decides to focus on the hostages and make sure they are safe, and were even told by the paragons to not the paragons, the paladins told them not to pursue, to focus on securing the area. And this was even Paragon's first public debut as a hero, so plenty of photo ops and things to handle there. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to the crew, the bank robbers emerged from the sewers. They handed off the bags of money to someone who told them, go do normal teenager stuff, and the bone suits fell away to reveal some perhaps familiar NPCs. Across the city, Roz was finishing the final ward in her protective spell network and was almost immediately consumed by shadow as her mother appeared and said that finishing the spell helped her pinpoint where her dear daughter was. And so that is where we left things off last time. Yeah, I think we're gonna pick up almost right away, immediately after that. So, question for Chloe. I know we kind of talked about this before, like how the magical flowers would communicate to you that friends are in danger, but I guess what are the thresholds for them to signal you that you envisioned?
Well, it's basically a game of telephone throughout all of the plants of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically works the same way that her teleportation works, where the message travels through the plants of the city. So there is some delay there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to let you interpret exactly how long that delay is.
Sure, but I guess what I'm trying to ask is is the is the system smart enough to realize that, like,
Right. That
right
her,
away, like, has she been that she's been kidnapped, she's in danger? Does it require pain? I mean, since they are fueled by blood, does it require some blood to be spilt?
that's a good point. I had thought about that vaguely. I
Z seems
but
to
and
have
I was going to interpret it solely on what we needed out of today's game. I think it makes sense for I think it makes sense for people to actually be harmed in order for it to trip, rather than just being kidnapped.
Yep.
My suggestion was just going to be, what about stress hormones in the blood?
Yes, but also consider the amount of stress that Roz is currently under.
Touche.
Yeah.
I'd say that, like, yeah, she could probably, like, be aware of, like, just how much anxiety Roz is feeling at any given moment, but I think that she would ignore that until it became very clear that, like, uh-oh, like, this isn't a normal amount of stress.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I like the idea of being able to sort of monitor the stress levels and stuff, but I think the way I'm envisioning this is, like, if you are at the core plants in the sanctuary, you could kind of see that stuff and get a sense of that.
Yeah.
But in order for it to trigger the, like, find you wherever you are and get you the message,
alarm, yes,
that's going to require some level of harm.
Yes, no, I totally get that. That makes perfect sense to me.
Cool. All right. So we'll go ahead and pick up with Roz. So you are you had just finished this big spell across the city. You were so confident that, okay, this is gonna make it, so much more difficult. Like, yes, your mom already knows you're in the city. She's never gonna be able to find you with this spell in place now. And then as soon as you finish the spell, your worst fear has come true, and you realize that you know most of your magic you learned from your mom, so it kind of makes sense she would know when you are doing her brand of magic. So you are taken in by these shadows. You don't know, you were on a roof somewhere, and now you don't know where you are. You're in a dark room. You're not just in, like, a void or whatever. You can tell that there is structure around you, and I mean, I guess first, what do? You are not where you were expecting to be, and the last thing you heard was your mother's voice.
So, can I see where I am? Sorry, I was in chat for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is exceedingly dim where you are. It's not pitch black, but there is enough to know, again, that you are not just in, like, some formless void. Like, you can feel the cold surface underneath you.
Okay. Well then, I guess I'm gonna try feeling around to be like, am I in a room? What's the floor made out? Where am I exactly? Because if the last thing I heard was my mom's voice, and the last time I heard that was a creepy doll message, and the time before that was in person, I am stressed.
Yes.
So I guess, can I assess the situation?
Yeah, that would probably be a good roll to do. So please roll plus superior unless you have something else for this.
Sure don't. That's not one of my ones I replaced. Oh, sorry, Pumpers. That was 3 dice. We're only gonna roll 2. There we go. Oh god. Wow, I wish I'd kept the original one. But I have a +1, so 8. Okay.
Okay, so on a 7-9, you get to ask 1.
Oh yes.
And you get +1 forward when asking the questions, or while acting on the answers, rather.
Well, this isn't super helpful. What's in the greatest danger? Me. What's the biggest threat? My mom. What can I use to escape?
Sure. So you realize that you are in a cage of some kind. Like it's big, like there's plenty of room for you to walk around, but as you are kind of, stepping forward and trying to feel things out, you come across some iron bars. But then you start feeling from one bar to the next and you realize they're actually different materials. And though you can't exactly see what they are, you certainly have the sense that, oh, these are all like the combination of these materials together is meant to help negate magical energies within the cage.
Cool. Very smart, Mom. Good job.
Yeah. But what you realize as you are kind of exploring is like, this isn't necessarily your mom's best work. Like, it's certainly fairly sufficient, but it's not foolproof. Like, she didn't like take you to her, evil lair or anything. This is someplace that she has set up, but it's not the most secure that you have seen your mom do.
Okay,
so
cool.
There's going to be some weakness somewhere that you can exploit. You just don't necessarily know what that is just yet.
Okay. So like if I tried to do a little like little magic to do like lights or something, like it doesn't go off, right?
Yeah, it would like start to spark a little bit, but it's a lot harder to do than it should be. Like unless you are really concentrating on it, it will fizzle out.
Okay. And is this cage, do I know like I'm indoors somewhere?
Yes, yeah.
Does it feel like underground, above ground? Do I know?
You get the sense that I'm trying to think how to figure this out. I think what happens is like there is a little bit of dim light and you realize what the light source is like in front of you, some of the shadows move and you realize it is one of your mom's shadow minions pushing past like curtains that have been set up. And like as the curtains are gone, like there's more light that comes through.
Okay.
But then as the curtains swing back, they are gone again. And it's like, oh, okay, like wherever you are, there are curtains set up around to block out what light there is. And this is something that you know, given your mom's propensity towards shadow magic, is that it works better when there are, shadows and less light and stuff.
Like Cloak from Cloak and Dagger. That makes sense. Okay. I mean, it was literally yesterday that Chloe and I worked together to make the danger plants.
Yes.
So I'm gonna try, and if my magic doesn't work, I'm gonna try and like feel around the ground to see if like is it finished floor, like is it concrete or is it open anywhere? I'm looking for plants.
It is concrete.
Okay. Is it cracked anywhere? We got any dandelions? We got any roots? We got any weeds?
Yeah.
Algae, mildew.
Yeah. Not within the cage, but you get the sense that like it would be difficult to squeeze even like an arm through the various bars, but
damn, they're that close together, man. My muscles from fencing, man, they're coming back to harm me.
Yeah.
What a shame. Okay. If I did like squeeze some fingers through and tried to like, do like thumb lighter magic, does that work? Like as soon as I leave the bars?
It goes better. It is still difficult given that most of you is within the cage, but yes.
Okay, but there are plants nearish by. Okay. I've got to get a message through a plant. And I don't think it's wise to split open an artery and hope it squirts onto a plant outside. Okay. What have I got? You know what? This barrier seems pretty insurmountable. Is that safe to say?
I think certainly in your mind, given that, again, you are in a stressful situation. You're one of your...
Oh, wait a second. I just realized. Sorry, I totally cut you off answering my own question. I can dismember myself. I'm going to try and fit some fingies through and just pop them off. Or like fit a hand through and like hand spider. Let's just like Addams Family this and go looking for some plants.
Yep. Yeah, I think that is it's something that you're able to do.
Or wait, first, can I try and just dismember my whole self and like wiggle myself out, just like piecemeal mail slot myself through the bars? Is that possible?
So yes and no. Again, because of how the pieces are constructed. And I guess I've been assuming like for
That it's magical when I dismember. That is also what I've been
well,
assuming.
yes, that, but also like for the dismemberment, like yes, you could pop off your head, but like the head still needs to remain intact. I'm not.
That's a good point.
I was not envisioning like you could like dice up your head and have it go and then
That's
reform.
fair. And I forgot that also. I agree. Yes.
Yes. So
the smallest,
you could.
I'm limited by the size of my bones.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So fingies. We're gonna what's his name? Thing?
Yes.
We're gonna thing it.
Yes. But as you are doing it, again, because of the magical dampening thing, it is like your hand that you have popped off is drunk and is like a lot more
No.
difficult to control and it's just
Ugh.
like stumbling around. But you are able to do that. You can
Okay.
kind of see like your mother's minion that showed up has somewhat glowing eyes, and they are like it is attending to some task in this chamber, but it does keep looking at you from time to time.
I'm just chilling. You know what? If it's only the one that I can see, I'm gonna like just be sitting there and be like, oh, everything's hopeless. Oh no. And then just like behind me, slide a hand through the bars, like be sitting against the bars and just like, boop, and then just have the hand be going behind me, opposite of its view, so we can't see it.
Yep.
And
All right.
blindly, drunkenly go feeling around for plants.
Yep. Okay.
Do I need to roll for this?
I feel like you do because you do get the +1, but I'm not sure. I think this is probably just going to be an Unleash Your Powers roll.
Okay. Based on our conversation a second ago about how this feels like an insurmountable barrier, may I
Right.
use my physics ability in which I roll danger instead of freak to unleash my powers?
Sure.
Fantastic, because my freak currently, thanks to somebody last time, is a -1. So I would rather roll with a +2.
All right. Makes sense to me. And you do get an additional +1 from your assess the situation before.
Fantastic. Also, this feels very dangerous. I feel I'm in danger. Oh my lord. Okay, one of those is a 6, but one of those is a 2. 8 + 3. 8 + 3 is 11. Oh, yay!
Yep. So you do it.
Yes.
It takes a bit. Your sensation through the hand is not ideal. You find maybe it's like, oh, is this a plant? And like, no, it's just some wires that have been left around, and it takes you a bit before you find what feels like an actual like crack in the concrete and a dandelion. That's because dandelions are all about fuck yeah concrete. I'm gonna thrive here. And so you start like you find the dandelion and realize what you have hold of. How are you now going to attempt to communicate via plants?
First thought is, if this were an animated show, I think it would be really cute and really fun if it was just like beep 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 beep, like Morse code on the dandelion leaf. I think that would be so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have a thingy try and cut itself on some of that exposed concrete and then Morse code it with blood. Blood.
Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna take. You don't know for sure that the just the Morse code, whether or not that worked, but
that would make sense. Otherwise, Chloe would be going insane constantly, as every plant ever had tactile contact with anything.
Yeah. Okay, so let's cut to across the city to outside this bank. Some of the hero support crews are there cleaning up, making sure the hostages are all good. There is a fair bit of press happening with, oh, hey, you're a new hero. Who are you? And trying to explain. And so Yeah, I think uh, just deciding which paladin shows up. I keep wanting to call them paragons now. Which one of the paladins is going to show up to take control of the presser here, as it were. And I think it's going to be Vega, who is the one who kind of that you all called into and was like, hey, this bank robbery is happening. And so when she arrives on the scene, she tells you like, oh yeah, when I told the paladins that I was sending you over here, they're like, this is Paragon's first mission, so someone needs to get over there to handle PR and stuff. And it's like, well, okay, I guess that's going to be me. And so here I am. Hello, good job. You all did a wonderful job. But how much have you told the camera crews already?
Unless what was Val's character's name? It was Skylar, right? But what was their
Reverb?
Oh. Unless it's Reverb on the other side of the camera, I don't really feel comfortable talking to random people.
I don't talk to press.
Okay, that's an attitude that we can work with, but okay. And what about you, Mr. Man of the Hour? Have you said anything yet?
I've said my name, and that further releases would come of this.
Okay, that's good. And now it kind of makes sense why they are in such a frenzy, because assuming you told them your name is Paragon, that's obviously going to cause a bit of a ruckus.
I don't think there's a way around it. I'm literally wearing his uniform, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Excuse me. And then she will make her way towards the crowd and kind of does her like shape-shifting ability that she has to like make herself bigger and more noticeable. And it's like, yes, hello everyone. Yes, I will take your questions, and goes to handle the mob of press. But we'll, as she like shrinks back down, we'll turn back towards the three of you and say like, okay, you three are good to go. Be on call for when we have to deal with the follow-up from this, okay?
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so the three of you are able to start making your way away. Yeah, where would the three of you head after foiling, well, saving the hostages, because you did not quite foil the bank robbery?
All right. I mean, obviously, we need to share in a triumphant celebration, right? Isn't that a thing that we decided we have to do
Yes.
all the time now for everything?
Right, because there is so much potential and such.
Get those doom signs gone, if I'm remembering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go to a new snack place.
Not for your consideration.
Oh,
Gotta
the
try-
cupcake place.
No, we gotta try a new one.
Yeah, something new.
What's a snacking place?
Oh, what about a cafe
Ooh.
called Espresso Yourself? Which is a real place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's like a national franchise, but there are definitely plenty of places around that are called that. So there can certainly be one here. Unless it turns out that they are, terribly unethical business, in which case we didn't know, and we'll change the name in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
In which
Yeah,
case
I'm-
it's our name now and we're stealing it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, cafe, sure. I don't think I've ever had coffee before.
Oh,
So-
ooh.
Boy, introducing Kevin to caffeine.
Let's do it.
Okay. We're going for coffee.
How far away from the bank are you going before you stop in at the local espresso yourself? 'Cause there are a few around the city. It's certainly not as prevalent as a certain union busting coffee establishment, but there's still a fair number of locations.
I mean, far enough that we get away from the
Yeah.
hustle and bustle of the press.
Okay. It takes so long to get out real dice. I'm just rolling something over here. Don't mind me. Okay. So you all wander away and find yourself at an espresso yourself. Yeah, you go in, you order, you see there is a TV on that is talking about one of the the exploits of what just happened at the bank robbery, and how it's currently showing Vega trying to talk to the crowd, and there's a little bit of footage. There were some bystanders around who were filming things on their phones, and they got the footage of Kevin like flying through into the bank and smashing things, and then super grainy footage of them trying to like zoom way in to see what's going on in the bank. And so you all kind of can tell what's happening, but it's very unclear on the video. As you are getting your drinks and snacks and stuff and watching that, are you all ordering together, or is someone just going up and getting the orders on their own?
Sabrina can go up and make the order.
I was gonna say I could cover it, but yeah.
Oh, that's true. I'll just take your credit card.
All right.
Okay. As you turn away from placing the order, someone behind you says, "Oh wow, that's pretty wild, and that's not too far from here, is it?" And you turn around and you see Yosef, the friend from school who you talk video games with, Subrina.
Ah,
And
yes, I remember Yosef.
He's got his support dog there with him.
Oh, hi, Yosef.
Oh, hey, Sabrina. Fancy running into you here. How's it going?
Good. Uneventful day,
Yeah. I mean, this is Alex trying to remember what day of the week he decided it was. It's a school day because y'all went, like, this is all after school still. Yeah, he starts making some idle chatter with you, and next what happens is his guide dog gets fairly close to you, like closer than you think guide dogs normally do, and is sniffing you fairly intently. And Yosef kind of looks like, hey, Professor, no, Professor, no, stop.
It's okay. I smell weird to dogs.
Yeah, but he should know better. He's working, and like indicates the guide dog vest that's on. It's like, come on, Professor. I'm sorry about that again. Anyway, I'll let you get going, but good seeing you, and we should find a time to game again soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay,
bye.
Bye. And he will step up and place his order.
Okay. Grab the drinks and return to the table.
Yeah, we'll say that you are sitting near some. It's outside. It's a nice enough day, and there are some potted plants around, and they're kind of like fenced in outdoor area, not like super tall fence, but just like the thing where they have like the waist high railing to be like, yes, this is part of our property, sort of deal. And as you are kind of sitting there and just chatting, Chloe, you realize that one of the plants, which has like, I don't know enough about plants to know what kind it is. It's like big open leaves. I think maybe it's like a monstera plant or something, but something
that would work
with big leaves just starts like gently like flapping you on the shoulder, the back of the head, wherever it can get you. and you realize after a moment that like it is doing it in a one way that is not at all what the wind is doing right now, and two, seems vaguely like a repeated pattern of some kind.
I see. All right. Chloe is sipping on her coffee, and idly chatting about like how she's so glad to have coffee. Like, I haven't been sleeping great lately, and it's like, hey, stop that. And I don't know, I've just been having like these weird dreams. Stop. Wait. And she just like reaches out and like touches the plant and like receives the message.
Yeah, and it is much easier to tell now. Yeah, I think just with your powers, it is able to. You get the sense that, well, I guess, Roz, what message were you trying to convey? Or does Roz actually know enough Morse code to try and send a message?
I mean, I was just thinking that. I think that all that she would be able to send in Morse code is SOS, ROS.
Okay. Yep, and so that is what you were able to get, Chloe, and you get the sense and direction of where it is coming from.
All right. Her eyes narrow and she looks back at Kevin and Subrina and she says, I just got a bloodleaf ping.
Does that have to do with your sickness? What?
No. It's Roz. Remember when I asked for you guys' blood before?
Oh, wait, is
Roz?
she in trouble?
Yes.
Okay.
She's gonna stand up and take her coffee with her. We gotta go.
Right, we're totally done here. We're gonna
I'll
go
just chug
shopping.
mine.
You said Chuck or Chug?
Chug.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Ooh. Okay, I will keep that in mind for later.
Make a
As
constitution
Kevin
saving
is-
throw.
Yeah, right.
As Kevin is having his first dose of caffeine.
Chloe's
Well,
gonna
coffee level caffeine. He would have had sodas and stuff.
Yeah.
Chloe's gonna toss hers as she's heading out the door and like she's moving with like a lot of urgency. So like, I don't know if people happen to be in the cafe who might like take notice of something like that. She's definitely not leaving in a normal way.
Okay. I think maybe you push past some people, like a couple that is walking in through the door, and they're like, "Hey, what the?" But you're just gone.
Yep.
Leaving Kevin and Sabrina to apologize on your behalf.
By the time she gets out the door, she's at a full-on sprint.
Right. So yeah, you the three of you start setting off following Chloe's lead. Let's cut back over to Roz. You are still, I mean, I assume you are still just tapping away at the plant, unless.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know if it'll work, or if like the message will get through, or if I could even be notified if it got through, or so really just that hand is just going to keep tapping out those letters. Has anything changed in my scenario other than that? Like, is the little minion still there? Can I hear anything in where I am? Like, has my mom come back?
So you've been keeping an eye on the minion that you can see, and it's doing its thing of like attending to whatever your mom has it doing and taking a look at you, going back to its work. It eventually seems to pick something up, like maybe a tray of something, and goes back out through the curtains. And again, there's the brief glimpse of light that you see before once again being thrust into the shadows. And you see that there may be, a few more minions outside of the curtains moving around doing stuff. It's hard to tell what. Some seem to be just standing around, but given that your mom has the ability to create endless minions, she is able to have plenty to spare on standby.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. And so you, I guess, once that minion leaves, do you do anything different with your attempt?
100%. As soon as he leaves, I am going to send out my other hand to that dandelion I found. Excuse me. And it's concrete. So, I am going to attempt to, excuse me, so sorry. Draw a symmetrical circle around the dandelion and cast a spell on it. I'm going to attempt to basically magically mimic Chloe's powers in a way, and I want to grow just a fuck ton of dandelions. Because dandelions in flower language can represent like growing strength. Like they're one of the first things to grow after like harsh winter, harsh weather. They're really resilient, and so I'm going to try and have them grow across the crack toward my cage, and like maybe over and around the cage, and just give any sort of like weakness to the magical encasement so that I can bust out.
All right, good to know. I think this is probably going to be, though, an unleash your powers.
That's fair. That's fair. Just looking at my moves. Yeah, nope. Don't fuck me. Oh no. Well, at least there's potential. So at least there's that. Yeah, that's
what did you roll?
It's a 3. It's
Okay.
3 total.
So yeah, you get to mark potential. And I think what's going to happen there is like it starts and there's like it's I think more active than you were anticipating or wanting, and like there is just an explosion of dandelions and like the seeds are just everywhere, and like you're coughing. That is how much there are.
Right.
And then as you are recovering from your coughing fit, you hear the sound of a slow clap, and you realize it is your own hands doing it, as glowing eyes appear from where the dandelion was, and one of your mom's minions has picked up your hands and is clapping them together.
Okay, that's rude. Like gesturing my little stumps. Like bodily autonomy, come on.
And it will kind of disdainfully toss your hands back into the cage at you, and you hear your mom's voice start coming through the minion. So like your mom is not there, but she is able to project herself in this manner. She says, Mija, I thought I taught you better than that.
Well, they can't all be winners.
No, it really can't. Why won't you just stay there until Mom has time to come see you?
Because there's like not even a cot in here, not a TV. Like, come on. Some loving mom you are.
Yes, well, this was all meant to be a temporary situation until I had handled matters enough to come retrieve you.
Could have done an Airbnb. Just saying.
But those prices and their regulation, no. Anyway, just sit tight and Mommy will be there soon.
Yay. What are you doing even? What's more important than a reunion with your daughter?
Let's just say I'm preparing a reunion present for you.
Cool.
And, she stops talking. The minion kind of like the quality of the light in the minion's eyes changes, and it will kind of just turn back and start going and doing some other task that it has been assigned. we'll briefly cut back to the other group. You are still following the trail, but you realize that the signal has stopped. You still have a good lock on where it was coming from, but it is no longer being continuously sent. Interpret that as you will. Let's see. Well, no, we'll continue with the other group. So the signal has stopped. You know where it is. You are, maybe a couple miles away. And yeah, it's, you are once again finding yourself back in an industrial part of the city, and there are largely warehouses, though it does seem like these are more active than the area of the city where Screenshot's base was. That had been mostly seemingly abandoned factories and warehouses. This one, you are passing by, some like too many businesses that have taken all the vowels out of their name, trying to be a hip, trendy startup, and like, oh, we're gonna take a whole old warehouse and turn that into our office because it's efficient and cool and and it's like, that is the part of town that you are in.
All right. Chloe will at some point have ducked down an alley and come out as Hemlock, and is just like basically thorn whipping her way through the city, to try and get to the place where she got that ping from.
Yeah, I think I'm Paragon as well.
Yeah, she knows that
Corvid.
Paragon and Corvid can keep up just as quickly as possible. She's trying to get there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you mention that the signal has stopped, or do you just redouble your efforts to get there?
I think that at like one point, like she'll like perch dramatically on top of a rooftop and just sort of like stare off in the direction where the signal was coming from, and she's like, "It stopped. We need to hurry."
All right. I can carry you there if you want. Just point the way.
Or I could carry you there.
Yeah, either way. One of the flyers.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Wait, Kevin, you carry her because I'm going to. I'll scout ahead.
Okay.
I gotta say that like
Hawk.
she wouldn't say it, but she knows that she could teleport there if she really wanted to. But there's something inside her that says that maybe she really shouldn't use her powers to that extent. And she'll accept uppies.
All right.
So now we gotta know, how is Kevin carrying Chloe? For the shipper trash among us.
I mean, yeah. I would imagine it would just be princess carry, right? Like I just hold my arms out. Unless you just are not up for it. If you're just like if you put your arms out or something, I just grab underneath and you could just
like
be out.
he puts his arms out, and she will like thorn whip up to him like it's a little bit alarming, where like a vine just like around his arm, and like she pulls herself up, and I think it'll just be like arms in like locked as he flies.
That's a good idea. Okay, yeah.
So like a backpack on Kevin, or
no? She's using him as a hang.
Dangling.
Yeah, she's using him as a hang glider.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
All right, good to know. Maybe not as much as the shipper trash was hoping for, but some good fan art opportunity. Yeah, take this down, Z. But so, Subrina, you are scouting ahead. You've been given, like, Chloe has communicated enough to be like, okay, it's probably within a couple blocks ahead of you now. And so, yeah, tell me what you are doing as you are in a hawk form.
Well, I'm using my gosh darn hawk eyes to see if there's any suspicious activity or a building that is fairly quiet.
Okay. I think this will also. Yeah, will be an assess the situation roll. Roll plus fear.
Yeah. All right, that's an 8.
Okay. So you get to ask one question from the list, or if there's another question you would rather ask, I think that's fine too.
Where is Roz?
Sure. Okay, so what you can figure out is, like, you obviously don't see her right away, but it's getting to be evening now, because I mean you all went and explored cemeteries, you stopped a bank robbery, you got some coffee briefly, so it's maybe 6-7 o'clock in the evening, and it's fall on the west coast, so I mean the sun is starting to go down. It's not down yet, but enough that like businesses have turned their lights on, and it is readily apparent which places have their lights on and which ones don't. And in this part of the town where a lot of the warehouses and factories have their lights on, you do notice one that seems noticeably dark. And you recall things Roz has mentioned before about her mother's shadow powers and shadow minions and things like that.
Okie dokie, this is gonna be interesting. I will call out Gah! And to indicate about where it is, and make sure that Kevin and Chloe see that. I'm going to then swoop in, careful not to touch any shadows, because I know how that magic works now. Well, I know how my powers work, so I'm guessing. And I'm gonna try and get an eye inside.
Okay. How are you attempting to do that? You said not touching shadows, but are you changing shape again? What are you trying to do to get an eye inside?
Is there a window?
Yeah, there are windows. And it is, yes, you can peek in through them. None of them are broken, because it's not that part of town.
It's not Detroit. Got it.
Yeah. But you can peek in, and it is very dark inside. Like, not just, oh, the lights aren't on, it's something else is making it darker inside, and like the light that is coming in through the window does not seem to penetrate very far.
Mm-hmm.
You
Kevin.
maybe see some like shadows moving, but also remember, y'all don't have the psychic connection anymore, as that is not one of Kevin's powers.
Kevin? We'll shift into dark Corvid mode. So she kind of blends in more. There's no light coming from her eyes or the thing. And she's going to motion, should I go in? Question mark? Distraction. She doesn't say this, she just does these things.
How far away are we?
You are approaching. You're maybe like, we'll say there's like a street in between you two, so like you would have to shout to be heard by each other, but you can clearly see the gesture she is making.
I think I might just fly a little fast within limits of not hurting Chloe, and just get there as quick as I can to be like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Sorry. I was just wondering if I should go in and cause a distraction, and then you guys can go in and rescue her. Or should you do it? Well, no, because I have the light thing.
I'm gonna make my eyes glow no matter what, right? And I'm just big and strong and hard to hurt. So maybe I do distraction and you two do saving things. You
Okay.
both have abilities that I think would be more useful towards scouting location and stuff. Well, actually, wait. I'm going to try X-ray vision.
Ooh.
Just see if I can see inside the building.
Okay.
Every time Kevin says that, Sabrina goes, "Okay."
Does Kevin notice that? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out because I never read enough Superman or watched enough Superman to know like what the limits to X-ray vision are. Because I don't want it to just be like,
Lead.
oh yeah, you can see every. Well, yeah, I know
Yeah.
the lead
So-
bit, but like, how much can you just see because of that? Or
So it depends on where you're going with the comics. He sees the entire visual spectrum of light, and so he can basically just see through anything he wants to whatever level he wants. I mean, it doesn't make any sense in
Yeah.
a physics sense.
Superman
right?
sucks.
Hey.
I feel that's a conversation for another time.
yeah,
But anyways, yeah. Which I mean, so one of the things on his stuff is though, Superman traditionally not great against magic, because magic just affects Superman the same way it affects anyone else. So if
Mhm.
there's like a magic that's not letting light get through, it wouldn't let any of the stuff he sees get through.
gotcha. That is good to know, and was actually I had this thought earlier today of like, ooh, this will be good because Ross's
Also,
mom
I
is
have-
magic, and
A request to change traditionally Paragon not being able to see through lead. Instead, could it be gold, since it's basically the same element? And I like the idea of rich people being able to stop Paragon from seeing into stuff.
or yeah, we
That's
can do
fun.
that. Okay, so yeah, you quickly scan through and you realize, okay, there either this place is filled with gold or there is some magic nonsense afoot. Because you can like, yeah, you can see through the walls, but you can see about as far into the place as Sabrina could see through the window before it's just like it's not like a mist or a fog, but it's also not like just a solid black wall. It does seem like there is some give to it, and so like essentially what you all have been able to see is this is some kind of storage warehouse, and there are shelves with boxes and merchandise or whatever, but you all can only see like the first row of shelving that is out to the walls, and beyond that, like even like partway through the first row has been covered by the darkness.
All right, yeah, I'll just say, yeah, I can't see shit. That it's like a rolling blackness, just like a few feet in.
Well, the place that they don't want you to see is the place that we need to be.
Yeah, well, it's like the whole building. So I don't know.
We can't have a plan for everything. She's
Yeah.
in there, we're out here. Let's just go in and get her out.
All
Okay.
right. I'm thinking I just smash through the ceiling in the middle of the place
I'll
and
try-
see what happens.
Okay, I'll try and slip through the shadows. I don't know how well that's gonna go, but we'll see. It's an option.
All right. Let's
And
all just enter
worst
from
case,
a different
Yeah.
let's all just enter from a different place. We've got them surrounded.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So it sounds
Chloe
like we
lets
have-
go of Kevin's arm.
Sounds like we have a plan, and that is probably a good place for us to take our break and kick the plan into action when we come back. So we will try and keep this a quick break because we did start a little bit late. So we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, but go stretch, get some water, get some snacks, take whatever meds you need, etc., and we'll be back real soon. Welcome back, Internet, and thanks for sticking with us on our break. We are refreshed, we're ready to go, and we have some movie recommendations for you. Shaolin Noon, and then the follow-up Shaolin Nights, Shaolin Soccer, What was the one
Kung
that
Fu Dunk.
Kung Fu Dunk, and of course Kung Fu Hustle. All good movies that you should watch if you're looking for kung fu comedies. Yeah. Anyway, just so you know what we were all talking about on break. But we are back and ready to play. And before we pick back up with where we were, we realized we forgot to do the triumphant celebration from stomping the bank robbery stuff. So we should do that because we got to remember to get every opportunity we can for potential and stuff because we don't roll enough in this game. So let's just go around in sort of circle. And Kevin, why don't you start us off with what your triumphant team moves are?
All right. So mine is I tell them whether or not I see them as equal. And if I do, I give them influence. So I guess no matter what, I tell them I see them as equal. If I mean it, they get influence and I get potential. If I don't, I raise superior and lower something else down.
Okay.
I'm going to mean it. Just well, I fail to foresee where Kevin would not mean it at some point, but oh boy. And yeah, just kind of doing like a cheersy type thing, you know, like once we get the coffee and just like, it was great. Everyone did great. It went off without a hitch. It sucks that they got away, but everyone's safe and everyone just performed the roles perfectly. I really like how this team's coming together, especially with the hiccup of the new powers and everything for me.
Yeah. All right. So now we get to do LB's least favorite part of the game of you all already have influence over Kevin, so you get to shift the labels.
If LD does what she did last time, we never have to do that unless there's three, unless all of you are there, in which case one person can shift a label.
I mean, honestly, if it's the two of us and LB is one of them, then we're just gonna assume that like I switch it and she switches it back. We don't have to go through that.
Unless you
Sure.
guys actually want your stuff shifted, then we can shift it. But
That's fine. I'm fine with that. If you want to do it that way.
I mean, I think in the interest of time, it's fine to kind of skip over it, but just a reminder that is one of the intended mechanics of the game is like your label should be constantly shifting, and like you shouldn't necessarily always have your main playbook stat be maxed out, because that makes things more interesting and opens you up to getting more potential and such.
Good point.
But yeah, I am also, what I really should be doing is being like, okay, you know, you use your triumphant celebration with her, and you use your triumphant celebration with her, and like
Rather
making
than
it
having all of us do the same person.
yeah,
So much potential.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, that makes the
Who-
most sense to me.
Yeah, who would like to go next?
I'll go. My triumphant moment. I give them influence and spend one team from the pool to clear one box from my Doom track.
Well, y'all got so much team in the pool. I'm gonna have to make time pass next time to clear it out.
Whoever's handling the pool, subtract one. 'Tis not I. Okay.
And I did already add one for the start of the session earlier.
Very good. All right. That's that for me.
All right. I guess that brings us to Sabrina.
Oh Lord, it's not on my sheet, is it? Is
It
it?
should be. Let's see. Scrolling down team moves.
Oh, I see. When you share a triumphant celebration, take influence over them, show them the meaningful. If you show them meaningful affection, physical or emotional, they decide if it's meaningful. Did I do that? I feel like I didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of rewinding to when you all would have been doing the triumphant celebration, but also if you decide you didn't do meaningful affection, then, you know.
I think
maybe-
it was the normal amount of affection. You did great. We did a good job.
But did
That's
it
all.
mean anything to you?
No, I'm
Well,
kidding.
you get to decide if it's meaningful to your character.
Oh, that's true.
All right. So I think that gets us caught up on the team moves. In that case, it's time for danger, as we are entering battle against a dangerous foe. We don't actually know for sure what's in there, but y'all need to be ready to act. So who is going to be the team leader here?
I think that was Kevin.
Kevin or Chloe? Because she is the one who's been like, I know where Roz is, and
God,
is
yeah,
what
I feel like Chloe really took charge in this situation. Just being like, saying, we can't make a plan, we're doing it now. Excuse me.
oh,
Oh no, one of the
Did you have
shadow
a-
minions.
He's
Yeah.
supposed to be
Freya!
put away.
Oh, the little man. What's he
Well,
doing?
if you can behave yourself, you can stay.
Yay.
All right. So, when you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 team to the pool. Does the leader have influence over every teammate?
That's a good question. Yes, I do.
All
No, I
right.
don't. Yes, I do. I lied to myself.
Don't we all? Then add another team to the pool. Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight?
Rescue
Yes.
Roz.
Yes. Then
Kill
add
the
another-
mom. I mean,
Add another team to the pool. Then. Does any team member mistrust the leader or the team?
Maybe you should.
Is your team ill prepared or off balance?
Yeah, someone's kidnapped, and our plan
Yeah.
was there is no plan,
Yeah,
and we don't know what's inside.
I gotta say that we are, yes,
Yep. So
we are ill prepared at the very least.
you can remove one of your like 13 team, or Chloe, you could mark a condition to avoid removing a team.
Oh, well then, marking a condition isn't a bad thing for me, actually.
Actually,
get out of
that is correct.
Oh.
Because she has the Nova's thing of charging up based on conditions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that condition. I'm gonna say I'm angry.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right.
I'm angry, and whilst we're talking about conditions and taking them for reasons, I feel like this might actually be a good time to put on my game face. When you commit yourself to save someone or defeat a terrible enemy, mark a condition and take +1 ongoing to all rolls in direct pursuit of that goal.
All right.
So I'm putting on my game face to rescue Roz.
All right. And so you are marking is this your third condition?
It is my third condition.
All right.
I'm gonna take insecure.
All right. So peeking at your sheet, you are angry, guilty, and insecure.
Yeah, just typical teenager.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else got pre-game moves to do at this point? All right. In that case, there is no plan, so kick things off.
Okay. May I go first?
Sure. You don't know yet that your friends are here.
No. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's why I wanted to go first before I knew that. I think very quickly, like after Roz has tried a few things and it didn't work out, and her mom was like a total jerk to her and was like, "Cute, you're a bad witch. Also, I'm bringing a present for you." I think Roz very quickly, like loses the adrenaline of like I'm gonna get myself out, and then like it switches to like panic anger. And so she's gonna try and get one of the shadow minions to come by again. just like hook her hand out again or something and like just kind of noisily act like she's doing something to attract the minion to like come back and like throw her hand back or something.
Okay, I think that's easy enough to do, and you get the sense of like your mother has now sent out new instructions to the minions of like keep an eye on her, don't let her dismember herself outside of the cage again.
Okay. As soon as one of the minions like is alerted and picks up my hand, I'm gonna try and freaking choke hold it and then like grappling hook my hand back towards myself in the cage. And then I'm gonna try and have like that shadow minion crossing the bar be like break the salt circle, essentially. Because it's like using my mom's magic to break her own magic, kind of a thing.
Okay. I mean, I would say roll unleash your powers, but I imagine you're gonna do your insurmountable
Yeah.
barrier thing again.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Alternatively, I could be yelling at my mom, like yelling at the minion, and like if my mom, like if the eye lights change, like my mom is alerted that I'm trying something, I can do my "they don't deserve forgiveness" move, and I can directly engage a threat.
yeah. No, I will say that if you were attempting that at first and like trying to call out to your mom, the minions do not seem to respond to that. You
Okay.
gather that maybe she is more focused on this present that she was preparing for you.
Hate it.
But you
Okay, cool.
are, yeah. So go ahead and roll plus danger to unleash your powers. Then
Please don't roll bad again. It's almost a 6, but it's where is it? 7. It's a 7.
okay. So make success. So either I will tell you how it is unstable or temporary, or you can mark a condition.
You know what? I'm angry. I'm gonna mark angry.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and bust the heck out of here.
All right. So you grab one of these minions, you scorpion it back to you. Get over here! And as it like is trying to squeeze through the barrier, like it lights up as like you can see your mom's lattice work of spell trying to
Aha.
contain what's going on here, and it's like sparking and fizzing, and like you can see now, like you are in a maybe like a 10 by 10 cage, like the bars are just straight from the ceiling to the floor, and there are like these heavy like blackout curtains, like 10 feet beyond that have been set up around you,
Okay.
keeping you dark. And like now with the light from the spell, you can also see like your mom's signature shadow mist, whatever it is, hanging in the air
Yeah.
as well.
The 3rd level magical darkness. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Then yeah, I'm gonna, now that I can see the pattern of it, being that all magic is patterns, I'm gonna try and break it. Break the pattern. Maybe like do what David suggested on break and like twist the shadow dude around. Just use him as my little to like crank and break the bars or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Just let me have this.
Sure. Yeah. I think this is going to be. Yeah. No.
Or,
So
yeah, I'm basically
as
gonna just try and magically brute force it.
yeah. No. So I think this is carrying over from that roll. You have marked the condition, so it's going to work. And
Okay.
so like it is weakening in like something that is like as the spell matrix is degrading, like you will notice like one thread of it pop, and then like how there were the bars of the different materials, like one thread pops, one set of bars, like all the brass bars or whatever,
Ooh.
just like rust and shrivel and disintegrate, and like it is starting to break down in that manner.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right,
I
who
think this is
is
my turn.
yeah, who is next?
I'm distraction, so I'm just gonna bust through the roof and be real
Alright.
noisy and just start yelling for Roz.
Are you calling for Roz or Fragment or
Fragment, since it's hero names. Yep.
Okay. So you yeah, there's probably a skylight that you can find, minimize the the damage that you are doing, because ostensibly this is some civilians' property.
It's true, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess actually this is a good question. Do you care enough to think about that?
No.
Okay,
I was trying to make noise, so I'm going to go
Yes.
through the noisy part.
All right, so just bust through, the ceiling. You bust straight through into the warehouse, but like as you go in, like it is like you are just going into a black pit. Like as you are in the darkness, you can see maybe like 5 feet around you, and as you presumably light up, you can see a little bit further than that, but not very much. Like it is still very limited what you can actually see around you. But you see enough to see that there are these sort of shadow minions that Roz has described that her mom is able to wield. And again, for the folks at home, these are essentially like the Heartless from Kingdom Hearts. And so shadowy, mostly humanoid figures, glowing yellowish eyes. And like there are a lot more of them than you were maybe expecting there to be. Like they are just lining the rows. And like there are enough that are just standing there, like how I don't know why this is where my mind is going with it, but like rows of suits of armor that would line, hallways of a
Oh.
castle or something, things like that. And on top of that, there are also ones that seem to be moving about with a purpose. And so like you come crashing down into the midst of some of them in the middle of a row, and there's maybe like a moment's pause as like because you can't quite see, you come down and probably crack the ground underneath you a bit, and they seem to stumble, but you are just immediately swarmed as they are just like latching onto you and jumping you, trying to claw, scratch, and bite. And you're not eviscerated or anything, but you quickly realize, like, oh shit, this is magic stuff, and you are taking some cuts and scrapes from this.
All right. I'm going to just hold my arms out and do that little kid move of just spin around really fast. And I'm just going to tornado and see if I can fling them off.
All right. This sounds like directly engage a threat.
All right. And I don't have to care about these guys, so I'm doing normal directly engage a threat. I got the thing where I can do the legacy version of it now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so a 9.
What if you use one of our 1,000,000 team to do a full hit?
Wait, hold on. What do you get?
Got a
9.
9. Do we want a full hit?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we
LB, how
I-
much do we
More
have in the pool?
things.
13.
I'm going to assist him. And I'm
Okay.
going to do so in a destructive way. His goal is to like fight these things and like fling them off of him, right?
Yeah, be a distraction, but he has also realized, like, oh wait, these things might actually pose a threat to him.
I want to like crack like I'm gonna like I'm gonna say I'm up on the roof, and I'm gonna like take a knee, and like he started to cats are fighting. He started to like do some like property damage here. I'm gonna exacerbate that property damage. I'm gonna make like the hole in the roof bigger and let more light in to harm the shadow creatures. So doing this, I'm gonna be using my troublemaker move. When you help a teammate through a destructive, criminal, or rule-breaking actions, you can give them a +2 instead of a +1.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
good to know. For the purposes of this, doesn't change the outcome. It bumps it up to a full hit. But so this means now, Kevin, that you get to choose 2 from the list for directly engage a threat instead of 1. And so as Hemlock, you are doing this, like more of the roof is crumbling away, more light is pouring in. more of the like shadow mist is peeling away, but it is still very much present. It's like, Kevin, now you can maybe see up to like 15 feet away from you, whereas before you could maybe see 10 with your lights all up.
Okay. I will choose resist and avoid their blows and create an opportunity for my allies.
All right, very good. So, yeah, they are getting some scratches on you, and you act quickly enough to be like, oh shit, this could turn real bad, and do your tornado thing. And so, like, they are still trying to get at you, but none of them can get purchased to do enough actual damage. And they are very clearly distracted by you as you are, tossing some into each other. And, like, to an outside observer, you would notice that. Listen, I'll be later. I'll be your little man later. But no, as you like toss some of the minions into each other, they like do a weird flubber thing of like subsuming into each other before like popping back out and regaining their own form. And some of them you like fling into the shelving hard enough that they completely dissipate, but plenty of them are, able to get back up. And again, there are just so many of them that it's like, yeah, maybe the ones you're flinging away can't get back at you, but there are more to take their place. But they certainly all seem to be converging on you now.
Okay. Plan's working like a charm, everybody.
Yep.
The plan of no plan.
Yes.
Did Sabrina already do something? What did Sabrina do?
Not yet.
Okay.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Sabrina is going to I don't know, shadow step into the building, and then she is going to focus, like her eyes light up, her mask lights up, and she's gonna focus her helikinesis to sort of illuminate through the shadow. I guess she could probably has to use her shadow manipulation as well, to basically spotlight, and with her like cloak open, she's going to try and find Ross.
Okay.
I mean, for what it's worth, she can also probably try and follow my voice, because as soon as Paragon came crashing through, it was like, fragment! Ross was definitely like, Paragon! I'm here!
Just trying to locate.
Okay. Trying to think if this needs a roll of some kind.
Magic versus science.
Yeah.
Well, it's magic versus magic, because I mean, Sabrina's not using science. She's got.
I just assumed it was like
magic
extended
aliens?
powers.
Is that what you are? You're a magic
I'm a
alien?
shapeshifter. What else do you think I'm doing? Like, I'm
I
rearranging
don't know if your
molecules.
planet actually exists. I thought there'd be some bullshit science.
Thank you.
It's science in the biology sense, and
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
like I have a gadget sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, glad we all agree.
She has magic like Superman has magic.
You know, like
yeah.
fish, like that light up in the ocean. They're just using magic.
Magic.
Yeah, biomagic.
Okay. I think this is going to be an Unleash Your Powers roll, please.
Boki dokie. Roll plus freak. She's so freaky. That's a 9.
Okay.
What if it was a 10?
What if God
What if?
was
What if
one
me
of
yelling helped? Right?
I
Can
already
use
helped
a team?
somebody. Somebody else
Can I
helped
use-
her.
Can I use a team?
Use a
Yeah.
team.
Yes.
Do it.
So
I will.
you certainly help Corvid pinpoint where you are, and that bumps us up to full success. And so as you are kind of lighting things up, Corvid, you are scanning back and forth. You lock on to where you hear Fragment's voice coming from, and you see that there are these like big, heavy blackout curtains. I mean, they're even probably almost like stage curtains.
Mhm.
That's how big and thick they are. But as you are like sweeping back and forth, you notice that like attached to the various like support pillars within the warehouse,
Mhm.
they're like, they look almost like a wasp hive or something of just roiling shadow, and it is like spewing out this magical shadow stuff. And as you are like looking at one, you even see like one of the little baby heartless shadow minions like crawling out of it. But as you're like the full brunt of your spotlight is on it, it will just like and like shrivel away, and like
Yeah.
the hive that you were looking at starts to dissipate as well. So you and the overall shadows diminish a little bit, but you quickly glance around. You see there are many more of these. So either you could try and do something about those, or you could go find your friend Roz, who is behind those curtains.
I'm gonna
What's
go for
behind
Roz.
curtain number 3?
Pay no attention to the rods behind the curtain.
Yep. All right. Okay, so I think that now brings us to Chloe's actual turn, not
Okay.
just helping.
I think that she's still stood up on top of the roof. Just like her hands are like down by her feet. She's just crouching there, kind of Batman style. And as she's doing so, it seems like she's not doing much, but like inside the building, we can see like roots and vines just crawling along the walls, just sort of coating it in that geometric way that like banyan roots like will cover a temple. She is going to just sort of like reach out with these feelers, and Sabrina's busy looking for Roz, right?
Yep.
She's going to use these roots to see if she can eat some magic. She just wants to slurp them up.
Okay. Just like trying to absorb ambient magic, or like lash out and grab a minion and try and slurp them up.
As many minions as possible.
Okay. Trying to think if this is unleash your powers or directly engage a threat.
The vine's just hungry hippos, a bunch of minions.
I'm happy to do either.
Yeah. Let's go with directly engage a threat for this one, please.
Okie doke. I'm getting a +1 to this because I'm using it to try and save Roz.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Okay.
13, baby.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
Guess what? I learned I can eat magic.
Oh, no. Okay, so pick 2 from the list, please.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there's a list. Okay. Oh,
Uh,
don't. I spend so much time using Nova moves that I legitimately don't know how to directly engage a threat.
Yep.
On a hit, you trade blows. On a 10+, pick 2, and of the 2 is either resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. I'm going to take something from them, which is the number advantage, and I'm going to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. I'm going to frighten them. Like, I don't know if you can frighten like minions, but if I'm specifically like if the opposition is her mother, perhaps I impress her.
Okay. All right.
If these minions can feel fear, I would frighten them.
Yeah.
But in the absence of that,
Gotcha. Okay, so you have set up this network of vines and plants, and they start lashing out, and as they make contact with a minion, again, like mostly it is going to be the small little like I always saw them as almost like ant-like, just because of the like very ovular sections of the body parts of the most basic heartless. Like a vine will wrap around them and like squeeze it and poof it into existent or non-existence, and then it gets absorbed into the vines. And I'm going to say, like, yes, you can absorb this magic, but it is a dark magic. It is painful, and you are not at all trained in how to channel it or absorb it. And so I do need you to roll to take a powerful blow.
Okay.
And we'll see how that resolves. But you are certainly like suddenly like most of the low grade minions are just gone as they have been yoinked out of existence. And yeah.
This has some interesting potential. When you take, I'm going to use or rather, it's a passive move, so it just triggers regardless. When you take a powerful physical blow, you may roll as if you had 2 fewer conditions marked. If you do, on a 10+, you must choose to lose control of yourself in a terrible way.
Okay.
And I can imagine, well, we'll see how this works out. So whenever you roll to take a powerful blow, you add your conditions, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
so you can just roll plus conditions at the top of the conditions track, and you should have the option to -2 to it.
Yes. Okay, I can do that. Yes, there we go. Bop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, baby.
This is the one roll in the game you want low. So when you roll to take a powerful blow on a miss, you stand strong. Mark potential as normal and say how you weather the blow.
Okay. I feel like I feel like Oleander really yum, this is delicious. Oleander's like really happy about this. And Chloe just like doubles down and asserts her will over Oleander here. Like I feel like it's less the evil of the magic hurting her and more the evil of the magic stirring something inside her.
Yeah, you very much get a, in the Venom movies when he is finally allowed to eat the things he wants to, like that is the sense that you are getting of like, okay, you have distracted this entity within you by feeding it a thing that it is finding a spicy treat compared to its normal fare.
But it is the first time that she's sort of like felt that stirring outside of her dreams, and like I feel like this really disquiets her. She's like, oh shit, this is real.
Yep. And you just kind of get a low grade like I mean it's an ominous chuckle in Oleander's voice as it's just like yes. But you felt like what would have been the stabbings of pain from this dark magic, but it is like diverted through you to this core where Oleander seems to be absorbing it instead. And then how to do impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Oh, mama.
Yeah. Something is happening. I don't think you all are going to get to witness it just at the moment.
Funny? Little exclamation mark alert.
Yeah. All right. But now it is the minions of darkness's turn. All right. Gosh. So what happens here is, so there's the whirlpool that is Paragon and the minion blender over there. Corvid is bearing down on the stage curtains. Fragment, your cage is dissolving around you, and you can hear your friends outside, not too far away. Hemlock, you are seemingly mopping up all the little guys. The darkness is starting to dissipate, and then there is like, it's not that the darkness itself gets stronger at first, but rather it seems like what light there is being dimmed, and even Corvid, your own, like, or actually rather just Corvid, your light, and Paragon, your light is unaffected, but like the ambient daylight that's coming in through the windows and the now gaping hole in the ceiling seems to be drained, and those darkness hives around the top that are spewing out the darkness in the small minions, they stop for a moment and seem to like build and charge as they are getting this change in the light before beams of darkness shoot out from all of them and connect each other. And I don't, Chloe Hemlock, you probably have the perspective of this from up above. You notice that they are connecting in a way that looks like it would be a magic symbol, magic spell of some kind. Like you don't know what it does at all, but based on what you've done with Roz, you gather that this is some kind of spell matrix. And for the folks at home, this ends up looking like, a big fuck off Final Fantasy summoning circle, as like a being is like, it's like this is happening at the roof level, so it's just beneath Hemlock, as you are still outside on the roof. And like coming down out of it, we see like first one big shadowy arm, followed by a formless head of some kind, and another arm, and then more arms come out, and it is basically going to be a ultimately it's like a how to describe it. It's going to be like a spider, but instead of a spider body, it is just like a well, actually, I mean, it's got like a circular mass for the body. It's got an ovular head in front of it that does also seem to be able to move around without, just as long as it is still attached to the body mass at some point. And then all the various arms, which maybe there are 8, maybe there are more, they all have like a humanoid hand at the end of it, as this monstrosity has arrived on the scene.
So like the Stranger Things
Demogorgon,
shadow,
or not
shadow
the Mind
monster
Flayer.
spider. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit, but not as big, but with many more limbs. And it is just going to let out like a low moaning sound that is painful in your bones. So yeah, that's what the darkness does on its turn. Back to you all.
Me,
Should I-
I want to get out. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I could help you, and if you want to go first, I can.
Oh, that would be great.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I gotta get out of here. So my cage is weakening. My friends are here. I'm not alone here. This is great. I wanna do this.
And you also know that there has just been a big magical summoning that reeks of your mom's magic.
That's not good. Great. So, can I just get out this turn, or do I need to roll to get out?
No, we'll say that things are weakening, and it's actually like as that summoning is happening, like, excuse me, the magical energy is drained from your cage to help fuel that spell.
Fantastic.
And so, like, there are still a few more types of bars that need to fizzle and pop away, but there's certainly now a big enough gap that you could just, yeah.
Dismember on out, especially
Yep.
with Corbin's like spotlight probably hitting the blackout curtains and letting in some light that weakens it, so I can get on out of there. Fantastic. I'm pissed. I want to hurt my mom. So I'm going to just like rush out of the curtains into the light that Corbin made. Spotlight. And just like, you guys could not have come at a better time. So happy to see you. And seeing the kind of setup here with the gross darkness fountains, I'm gonna run to one, and I'm going to just kind of start casting as I go, and I'm gonna essentially try and use it like a lightning rod, basically. Like if my mom made this and like she can influence it from afar to like make it worse here, I want to try and send something through that connection to her.
Okay.
And so I'm just gonna, in German, say fein nie fies, which, if anybody cares, is be nice, never be nasty. But I'm gonna just try and angrily lash out. I'm gonna hellish rebuke.
Okay. That sounds like a directly engage a threat.
Yes, and if I can send a message through, that'd be great, as I'm just kind of like...
We'll see how well you roll.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Okay, the reason I ask is because I kind of need to do something before I directly engage a threat.
Okay.
I need to know if they still have if she has influence over me or not. So basically, I need to yell at her and accuse her of being irredeemable. Then I can mark 2 conditions.
Yeah, it's I think it's probably a safe bet that she still has influence over you, given how you are reacting to her showing up
fair.
again.
That's fair. I'll save this for later. Okay,
And
cool.
she is
Well, then-
technically an adult, and all adults have influence over you.
yeah, it's just a move that I have, but
Yep.
I'll do it later when she's there, and it can be, dramatic. Oh, fuck it up. Okay, that was 8 plus danger, which is 2, which is 10.
Okay, so you get to pick 2 from the list.
Fantastic. I would like to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Okay.
Probably impress. I wish frighten, but she's probably not going to be afraid of me. But just enough to be like, oh no, she's grown stronger. And what can I take her? I want to take her control of this room. Like, I want to take the darkness away.
Okay.
Like the darkness that's just shadowing down on everything.
Yes. Okay. All right. So what happens here is you magic yourself up to the nearest darkness fountain, reach into it, cast your spell, and you can feel that thread connecting this spell network here to your mom. And you are able to kind of pluck at it in a way that you know is going to get her attention. And you essentially send a magical middle finger back to her before you sever that connection.
Yes, thank you.
But as you do, like you have to immerse yourself into this shadow magic, and it's not great. So I'm going to ask you to please roll to take a powerful blow.
Sure will. If only I hadn't gotten rid of that move last time. But it's only fair, seeing how we actually have a legacy now. Please roll bad, please. Now you roll a 5, but it's still a 6. Plus
Okay.
1, 7. No, because I have a
Oof.
condition.
Yeah, so on a 7 to 9, choose one. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
Huh. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna mark 2 conditions. That seems very dramatic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be afraid and insecure.
All right.
Because I'm supposed to be part of this team, and here they are having to come save me.
Yeah. But you feel this this darkness shock back through you. But as you have done this spell, you realize, okay, like the darkness fountains kind of dry up, and the shadow mist that has been hanging in the air starts to dissipate. There are still, a whole lot of minions here that have like their orders and the shadow spider thing, but it is now a lot easier to see what's happening in here. And you certainly know, Roz, that there aren't going to be more minions showing up now that this place has been cleansed.
Nice. All right, let's fuck them up.
All right. Who would like to commence the fuckery?
I will use my helikinesis to sort of, instead of just doing a little shiny spotlight, I'm going to open up my cloak and try and cover most of the area in like I'm gonna say like a sunset light. Because if I do normal helikinesis, I'm just gonna burn things, and I don't want to destroy my friends, so I'm just gonna do like a glowing light.
Okay.
To illuminate everything so that they hopefully to weaken the bad guys.
Sure. And I think in this case it's going to be an Unleash Your Powers roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Another 9.
Y'all still have
that's
so
all
much
I
in
can
the
roll.
team pool.
Unless
Could I shoot some lasers that way to give you a little extra
Ooh.
light to play with?
Little bump. Okie dokie.
Ooh, I'm imagining like a laser shoots out of towards you and you like catch it and like start orbiting it around you, and just like now
then-
now suddenly Corvin's a rave girl.
I was gonna say, and then the doochie starts playing.
I mean, LD did say sunset light, so now I'm picturing it's very vaporwave energy.
Ooh,
'Cause there's
yeah.
lasers, there's sunset.
It's chill music that you can study and relax to.
Cast too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
lo-fi beats to say fuck you to your mom too.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings it up to a 10, which means you do it. So you
Yeah.
emit this light out, and you can tell that like you can see now that like all the little minions that were there have already been gone, thanks to Hemlock. Some of the more medium-sized and bigger minions are like becoming sluggish and like shying away. And Paragon, for you, like you are not nearly as swarmed. Like now there are a few bigger ones that you can kind of focus on. And then there is the spider thing, which is letting out again kind of an eldritch irritated moan sound at the light. And what it does is like it's not filling up the whole warehouse by any means, but it does move very unsettlingly and unnaturally, and so like the arms quickly like up to the top of the shelves, and like it is moving to like get itself out of Corvid's light. And so you are able to put a damper on most of the minions that remain, but the shadow spider thing seems to have enough wherewithal to avoid your lights for the moment. All right. That brings us to Paragon or Hemlock.
I'm gonna just laser something. I'll laser the big guy.
Go
All right.
for it.
Roll to directly engage a threat.
All right. An 8.
Okay. Y'all could spend 2 team from the pool for this.
Wait,
You can do a thing to
Wait.
give 2.
I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did before. I'm gonna destroy more of this building to let more light in.
Yay!
All right, and
Plus
so
2, baby.
yeah. So think about the 2 you want to pick from the list there, Paragon. But yeah, you rip open the ceiling even more, and like the shadow spider is also trying to avoid that, because like while it is getting darker outside, there is still daylight coming in, and it doesn't seem to be a fan of that either. So you all seem to be limiting where it can move, as it is sticking to the darker parts of the warehouse now. All right, so as you focus your lasers on it, Paragon, which 2 are you picking?
All right. I am going to go ahead and pick create an opportunity for allies.
Okay.
And I'm going to take something from them. And I think I'm going to take their position in the shadows. I want to like knock them into the middle of the light.
Okay. All right. So, as you are positioning yourself to chase after the spider thing and kind of corral it back into the light, it is yeah. So, I'm gonna say before I forget that the creating an opportunity for your allies is gonna give +1 forward to the next friend who wants to do something against the shadow spider. And as you are taking something from it and putting it into the sunlight, it is kind of again letting out again these very unsettling, low, painful moans, and it is like stretching out oddly as it like tries to stick to the shadow, but eventually you ultimately get it where the bulk of its body is in the sunlight, and it starts like shivering and shaking. It's not completely flailing, but one flail that it does do is like you realize like, oh, it left a really long arm back in the shadows that is behind you as it comes and just and like grabs you and like pulls you in towards the mass of the main body. You're not like pulled into like the core like a gelatinous cube or anything, but it has you in its grasp, and it is it's a cold burn that is starting to happen to you. Because again, this is some dark magic, and you don't really have protection against it. So please mark a condition of your choice.
Okay. I'm gonna be angry, as I do not like the sensation of pain.
It's Captain Hammer. Is this what pain is?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think that means it's just Hemlock's turn left.
Yeah. So Hemlock has been spending the entire time just sort of like moving around on the ceiling and occasionally like ripping up bits of ceiling. And I like she watches Paragon pull the spider into the light, and then get sucked into it essentially. She's going to leap into the building, extend her hands, and like basically slow her roll, using vines, just holding on to the roof. And she's just gonna straight up attack it again.
All right.
We'll see how it goes. She's got a +1 going forward from Kevin. She's got a +1 from her game face. Let's see how this goes.
Yep.
$12.
All right. That's very good. So please pick 2 from the list.
2 from the list. She's going to create an opportunity for her allies.
Okay.
And she's going to take something from them, that being Paragon. So as she lands on top of the spider, she's gonna flip the script on it, and just wrap it in vines, and like essentially suspend it from the ceiling in the sunlight. And she's just gonna like reach in with her arm, like just, and then grab Paragon and pull him out.
All right. Yeah, you are able to do all that. As your vines kind of dig into this, you're not trying to, slurp it up like you were with the minions, but this thing is such concentrated darkness that it is starting to burn you as well. Like you get that sick, cold, burning feeling, and you're not hearing Oleander in this moment, so you get the sense that they are not filtering it for you. So I would like.
But they could.
Perhaps.
Depending on how this roll goes.
Yes. But I need you to please. I want you to take another powerful blow or mark a condition.
It's up to you, man. I have a chance to lose control if I take a powerful blow.
I don't want you to do that. That's bad.
It'd be really exciting, though.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because otherwise you're at 4 out of your 5 conditions if I have you mark a condition. So at least this way there's a chance.
I'm so happy. I'm happy to do it either way.
Let's take a powerful blow, please.
I'm not.
All right. I am not my body, so -2.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 13, baby.
Oh boy.
Woo!
Okay, so you have to lose control of yourself in a terrible way.
I wonder what it could be.
I mean, do you have ideas, or do you want to give me the let me take the wheel here?
Well, I'm willing to negotiate here. She could either go like just like fully like embrace the darker side of her self and like do things Oleander's way, or Oleander could just, take the wheel for a little bit.
Yeah. I think here's what's. Yeah, I think this is what's going to happen. Oleander's going to take the wheel for a bit. And Paragon, from being so close to Hemlock, you notice that like very quickly, like yeah, most of her outfit is normally plant-based, but there's still, you know, Chloe under there, and the skin and the hair and the eyes and stuff. In like a snap, like a layer of moss and algae grows over her so that she looks like she is fully plant. And Chloe, you hear in your head now, like as you have been maintaining contact with this thing for more than a few seconds, Oleander is making pain noises, and basically it's just like nuts to this. And you find yourself shunted back into your body, and you are a passenger for this. As Paragon, again, you are right next to Hemlock, and some vines just shoot out of Hemlock, and like you get the sense that they would have tried to like pierce straight into your chest, but given your protections, that's not quite enough. But like they don't find the purchase, but quickly just wrap around you and like not like full cocoon, but like clearly just trying to find purchase on you wherever they can, and you feel like a pulling sensation from you, and you like the glow of your lasers starts like seeping through these vines. And similarly, elsewhere in the warehouse, Corvid, as you are like shining this light on the remaining minions, you also feel a sharp pain as some vines pierce into you from behind, and the light that you are emitting dims and also gets pulled through the vines. And Fragment, you are just observing this as you have like gone back down to the ground from your anti-magic stuff, but you can see this whole tableau in front of you as like Hemlock is draining the light from Paragon and Corvid and injecting it into the Shadow Spider, which the Shadow Spider does not like this at all, and like is just thrashing and flailing, and like the warehouse is a disaster. It's a mess at this point as it just like tears through things. But as being as familiar as you are with your mom's magic, you can tell that like this is killing the Shadow Spider without a doubt, and like it will soon be gone. And it is also causing the it is obliterating what few minions are remaining at this point. And it's over in a few seconds, but it is an ugly few seconds. And once the Shadow Spider is gone, Hemlock, you hear a voice that says, that was fun, but I'm tired. So you get to go back this time. And you suddenly find yourself back in the driver's seat. And the vines fall away from Paragon and Corvid at this point, and Chloe, you kind of go a little bit limp where you are, but you're still held up a bit by vines.
To add some visual to this, I think that Chloe's color is green, so her eyes would glow green whenever she's Hemlock. But when Oleander takes over, they glow purple. And her vines all suddenly grow thorns.
Very good. All right. But that does essentially conclude this combat. So, you all are left in a mess of a warehouse. Kevin and Subrina, it seems like your friend Chloe is just without asking, vine whipped you and sucked some of your juice out. What do you all do?
We should go.
Is
I mean,
everyone
why?
okay? Is everyone okay?
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, because Fragment's mom knows where this is. Okay,
Yeah, yep.
Let's call it in and leave.
All right.
Before we do, I want to run around and see if there's like one of the minions picked up a tray to do something. Like, is there any remnant remaining still structurally sound that might hint what they were doing?
Ooh, I think this is going to be a quick assess the situation roll.
That makes sense.
This is going to be more of a vibe check than an actual question
Vibe check.
check.
Okay, that's a 9. Unless
I mean, y'all can still use team from the pool here.
I'll help. I have super senses. I'll point out things.
so, like, really quickly, just like we should get out of here. Imando's over here, and just she was doing something. They were moving around. I don't know what they were. I want to see if we can get any clue, so that he even knows to help me. What do we see?
Yeah. So it is a lot of rubble now, but with Kevin's X-ray vision, you are able to find a section of the warehouse where it seems like maybe they were starting to construct something, and like whatever it was has been trashed now. But going over there and moving some of the stuff out of the way, Roz, you are able to determine that there was, the groundwork for some sorcery to be done here later. And like you get the sense that this, whatever this was, would be ruined and probably not worth the effort to redo, but you do recognize it as your mom was attempting to set up a ritual amplifier.
Cool. She was trying to do big magic. Great, let's leave.
All right.
Are we-
guys so much. I didn't know if the message was gonna get through.
Are we considering Roz rescued at this point?
Yes.
I get to mark potential.
Woo!
Yay!
As we are flying away, in whatever configuration we've decided to go, so we should tell the paladins, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
sure,
so
100 million%. Yeah, everything,
straight.
100%.
Are you okay? Like emotionally, physically?
No.
Oh, just as they're flying.
Two people can fly and 2 people can't.
Yeah.
Right? So
I've got Roz. I totally was just doing the princess, and you just okay. It's okay.
She wasn't supposed to find me, and I was trying to keep her away with the
Mhm.
words I was doing, and that's why I wasn't at your thing.
I know.
It was
I know.
supposed to keep her from coming in, but
It's
that's
okay.
how she found me.
Mhm.
I'm so dumb.
It's no, honey, no, no.
Well, it seems like perhaps Sabrina's trying to comfort or support Roz in this moment.
I'm trying to keep her from panicking, so yes. Hold on, I have something for this. Okay, alright. In the middle of this. On my planet, we don't really have, we have a parent, and if you don't get along with that parent, you're kind of fucked, because, like, you can't survive by yourself out there. It's kind of a harsh environment. So, and like, you don't have a lot of family, so, like, people don't get to take you in and stuff like that. But I think here, you got, even though you don't have your mom, you have a different kind of family. You have a found family, which is the rest of us. And I think that, we haven't known you for that long, but I consider you part of my family.
This is extra meaningful after the intervention and the messages that were shared there.
Yes. That's a 7.
What?
Okay.
That's still a hit. I
That
don't
still
understand.
does, yes. So with
I'm
comfort or
comforting or
support.
supporting.
On a hit, they hear you, they mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you. On a 10 plus, Subrina would get extra stuff.
Ah. So wait, I
so-
mark potential and clear condition, or I mark a potential
It's
and
it's
she
your
clear condition?
choice. So Roz
Oh,
marks
okay.
potential or clears a condition. Sure. Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Well, I'm no longer afraid.
I got you, baby girl.
Thank you. You know what? That's like, that really makes, I mean, you're right. I really appreciate that. And I mean, that was kind of legit my childhood. Just having the one parent who I didn't like, and I was fucked.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe tonight we can have a movie night and like a slumber party.
That would be really nice.
At Kevin's house. 'Cause he's got all the good stuff.
Yeah.
And Roz knows that she is definitely, absolutely 100% warded Kevin's house against her mom.
Yes. Elena probably helped me with that. So it's magic science.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to do something also. Yeah. So maybe we're still flying away, but as long as we're like close up that we're all kind of talking. I just kind of want to calm down a little bit after Corbin gave me a little pep talk and just kind of like, thank you guys so much for coming. I really didn't know if I'd get through, but this is a really big deal that my mom's back here, and that we're in the same place again. Like, I know that's obvious, but I haven't really had a chance to make a really good impression on this city. Kind of the last time that I was really publicized was during that whole like anti-hero sentiment. So I'm, with my mom coming back, I'm really worried about the connection being made between me and her, and really worried about, you know, getting targeted by other people, not just my mom. You know, I don't know, I just don't want people to think I'm a villain again. Like,
Hey, it'll be all right. We can just do some more hero work.
yeah.
And you know, the hero work we're doing will be against your mom. Like,
That's true.
we'll, you know, hopefully people know what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know how much of this you want to share with the public, but like, I know that a lot of people would find that kind of thing really compelling.
Yeah, or they'd think that I was the, you know, forward scout for her coming back.
Hey,
Well, there's
a
always
lot.
gonna.
Go ahead.
Sorry. There's always gonna be naysayers, you know. But like, I know for a fact that there are a lot of people who like an underdog sort of hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Also, people know that like kids are super rebellious against their parents. So like
Yeah.
they're gonna assume that you're not with them because why would you do what your parents said, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like a big
true.
trope.
You're right. I just read that page on TV Trope last night. Or not last night, because I was hard at work making wards. Cool. So it sounds like they said that they would defend me against people who mistrust me.
Yeah, which is your
What am I-
vulnerability team
Yeah,
move.
my vulnerability team move. So if they say yes, I clear condition. Woohoo!
And you shift Savior up and any other label down.
I don't think Savior can go up anymore. It can't. It's already 3.
Well, so that is a thing. If a
Uh-oh.
label would shift and it can't, you mark a condition.
I thought you marked your potential.
When a label would shift and you can't shift it, you mark a condition. Let's see, what does it say? A negative emotional state that starts affecting your actions. If you see yourself as too much of an extreme, then it starts messing you up.
It's a bummer. It's a real bummer, man. I was so excited that I had 3, then I'd have 1, and it took 2 minutes.
Well, hey, we might clear a condition by comforting you.
That's true.
No, wait, hold on.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, we were both saying comforting things.
That's
being
true.
You're getting so comforted right now.
I
so-
feel very comforted.
So much comfort.
I'm
Alright.
imagining Kevin
I'm
just
gonna
flies the two of them closer and there's an in-air cuddle puddle.
I'm gonna
Oh,
use
that
my
was so
vines to
cute.
suck comfort out of Paragon and put it into fragments.
No!
Mhm.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, but right now it's Roz cries hours.
All right, here's my comfort. 7.
Yeah,
Thanks. I'm comforted.
So
I'll
yeah.
try. Can I comfort?
Yeah,
I
you
would
can
love
try.
it.
I'm not good at it,
I would love
but I
it.
sure
Neither
would
am I.
like to try. Yeah.
Well, you get potential.
Ba, ba, ba.
I had a -3. Well, I forgot
I'm
about
really happy. You did a great job. Thank you. I feel so comforted.
Yeah, like listen, if you were fighting or if you were hanging out with us earlier, you would have been involved in stopping a bank robbery. That would have been great press.
Wait, you guys were. I'm sorry. I really should have stayed with you guys. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna spiral again, but that's really cool that you guys did a cool thing, and that's really cool, and I'm happy for you that you did a cool thing, and I'm gonna be there next time. We do something
Yeah.
cool together.
It would have been better if you were there, but we understand that you got kidnapped, so it's okay.
That's
Totally.
You know what? I'm gonna think about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That it wasn't my fault.
Nah. I mean, it wasn't. You literally got kidnapped. It's not like you just, like, ran into your mom's arms and, like, take me.
I mean, I kind of did by making a giant magical bullseye on myself. But
Well, she
I
was gonna come
appreciate
find
it.
you anyways.
That, you know what? I'm gonna think about it that way. It
Yeah.
was an inevitable eventuality that I just happened to precipitate.
Yeah.
Do we know that you finished doing the thing you were doing?
I finished the thing I was doing, by the way.
All right.
Oh, good. What was the
Hopefully
thing?
it'll- Oh, I was warding the whole city, like basically just kind of peppering wards around in like doing big magic, basically little magics that add up to big magic.
Okay.
The intent was to basically like ward the city, kind of like I warded your house, Kevin.
Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds like it'll be super useful. So at least that got done, right? She was going
Right.
to find you at some point, no matter what,
Yeah.
probably. So at least
So-
you accomplished a thing.
Yeah, it's a little disheartening that she like literally teleported right to me through the wards right after I finished it. So I'm not super confident that it's as functional as I wanted, but maybe it'll ward off other dangers.
Yeah.
It might just need some adjustments. We can find out wherever she found the back door.
Yeah.
I mean, you should see the work that she did. It's really quite amazing. She like pulls out a notebook and like starts showing it to Paragon and Corvid. She's like, I mean, chemically it makes sense.
Okay.
Feels like a triumphant celebration.
I'm loving the energy. I do want to say that was awesome on stopping the whole thing, Chloe. But also, what the hell was that, and why did you do that, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to tack onto that. It looked really cool, but also really out of character. But also like, Kevin, that was
Speaking of out of character, just quick time out. Polling the group, do we want to have this conversation now and go a bit late tonight, or do we want to save that conversation for next time and try and end on time tonight?
another intervention and starting episode. Start another episode with an intervention. I
I'm
like
ha-
that poet.
I'm happy either way.
But let's put it to our East Coasters who are an hour ahead of the rest of us.
Wait, there's more than one. It's not just me.
And LB.
Hi. I didn't know where you were. Hi.
Hi, I live in Florida.
I knew that actually.
I also live in Florida, and I'm
Different
not in the
time
East
zone.
Coast somehow.
I think it's because you're psychically apparently Pacific.
I'm super specific.
So,
So-
how do you feel, LB?
We can talk this out next week. Or next week.
Yep. Okay, so I think that is where we will end tonight's episode. Is everyone be like, "Hey, Chloe, what the fuck?" And we will have that conversation next time. But because we do have a lot of end of session stuff in this game and stars and wishes to get through, and I want us to try and end a bit on, close to end of time. We'll probably go a little bit over, but if we had this conversation now, it would be like a whole half hour probably.
Right.
Thank you everyone for joining us as I give my players time to think about their end of session stuff and stars and wishes. I will do the channel bits. Next time that this channel should be live, is scheduled to be live, is Thursday, where we will hopefully be back with Elegant Creatures, though we'll see how people are feeling. This life has been kicking a lot of butts lately. Friday should be back with Neon Gods. probably nothing on Saturday unless we put together a one-shot or video game or something, but Saturday Night's Pathfinders is no more, unfortunately. Sunday we should be back with Duskwall's Dead. Sunday night, many of us on this channel will be over on LB's channel playing D&D over there. We're currently at Magic Disneyland before we go plane hopping. And by plane, I don't mean like plane, I mean, planes of existence. So lots of exciting stuff from there. Monday, the crew should be back for the Queer Chronicles of the Strixhaven Quartet, which is a D&D 5e game in the Strixhaven setting. And then next week, this show won't be back, but we should be back with the other show that runs opposite this one, Escape Velocity, which is our Stars Without Number game, which we had to skip last time due to a few of us being under the weather. Hopefully we will be in tip-top shape next week. All right. I have stalled for all y'all. Who is ready to go with their end of session stuff and stars and wishes?
I'll go.
Okay, great.
My star this week is gonna go to Z as Roz / Fragment, because you do the mechanic best. I'm gonna just spill out things from my mouth. I'm upset, and it just every time warms my heart. So that is my star for the evening, because she did go through a trauma, and you always make it a little funny, and I like that. My wish, well, I know Homecoming's coming up, so I know that's what I wish, and this is a player wish. I wish that all of us players dress up in our Homecoming gear when we actually do the stream. I want to see button downs. I want to see ties. I want to see dresses. Whatever you want to wear. I'm just saying. I want it to be fancy.
I'm committing. I'll do it.
That's it.
That is good to know.
Oh, do you want me to do growing closer and stuff?
Yes, that stuff as well. I'm also just thinking, can I delay Homecoming long enough that it will be not summer anymore and it won't be...
Well, it's almost not summer now.
Yeah.
I think Subrina, I mean, maybe grew closer with the team. We did a lot of good teamwork this episode, so yeah, that one. And probably maybe closer with Kevin, because they're kind of fighting their dynamic in the group a little bit. Because it had been that Subrina was kind of calling the shots for a while, and now everyone's putting more input in, but she's kind of trying to figure out where Kevin is and all that. So yeah.
All right, very good. So that would mean, Kevin, you get to shift your labels. One up, one down. Because at this point, I'm just assuming you all have influence over each other.
Actually, speaking of that.
Oh.
I am not influenced by Subrina anymore, but I'll fix that. I grew closer to the team, and Subrina made me feel welcome, so I give influence to Subrina. And now I choose whether to clear my last condition or mark that juicy, juicy potential. I'm gonna keep insecure. I think I'm gonna keep that, because that makes sense. I am not secure in the knowledge that my mama here. Star goes to everyone. But also to Chloe for just being like, Roz is in danger, point. And then just like, we gotta go. We're going. We're acting. Let's go. Also for the cool oleander moment in the purple was really cool. That was 2 things, but still 1 star. Double stars all the way across the sky. My wish is that I remember to use my respect mechanic from my playbook, so I can actually do that and maybe get some potential. That'd be great. So like interacting with powerful NPCs more.
Yeah, we gotta find more time to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing really cool things, so it's not like I've been like super missing it because we've been doing stuff. But that's my wish.
Yep. Very good. And I'm just looking at your respect thing, and either this could fit for either the city's greatest leader or the city's biggest celebrity is probably that sort of Lex Luthor type that we were discussing on break.
What?
So that maybe you didn't have your earbuds in, but something from back when this was originally a one-shot, part of the group's origin was they pissed off a Lex Luthor type.
Oh, I do remember hearing that when I was rewatching.
Yeah, so that could be something that we can discuss later.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, who's next? Go for it, David.
Was somebody supposed to alter your stats?
Nope, because I gave influence to Subrina, so I didn't double the influence.
Oh,
It was
gotcha.
just-
Got it. Okay,
yeah.
carry on.
All right. I think I'm going to continue in my oh, dang it, what the heck is it called? Darn it, is it? Yeah, grow into the image of myself. And then it's, yeah, coming together, figuring stuff out. I am, yeah, I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna shift superior up and mundane down. And stars and wishes. My star is gonna go to Alex on having the dog suspiciously sniff Subrina. That freaked me the hell out. I'm
That's
like,
the
oh
one.
shit, I forgot about this stupid ass dog.
Yeah.
The dog knows.
Are they gonna effing know?
I mean, the good news is we could just kill the dog.
We
The
can't.
good
That would make
news
us the bad
is-
guys.
We
You
can
can't
be
hurt a
bad guy.
dog.
Or, you know what? Here's a better idea. I'll turn into a dog and seduce it so
Mm,
that it
mhm.
can't.
Yep.
There we go.
You'll pull a Loki on him, and then we're gonna wind up with an 8-legged dog that we
Demon
can
dog.
ride into battle.
Yes! There's no downside.
Oh, my lord.
All right, well, that's now the next arc anyway. And your wish.
My wish is going to be, yeah, to bring in the Lex Luthor guy. Now that I'm more of a Superman, I think it would be fun, especially with gold being the thing, because you could just have like a gold, like Trump style, just have like a gold apartment and shit, just over the top evil.
He's like, I don't know what you mean. I just really like the Gilded Age.
Yeah.
Gold everything.
Yeah.
Paragon's just like,
Yeah. So you could be old enough that it was like he did it for the last Paragon, but now he's like, well, I'm not getting rid of the gold house. Like, what's
I already paid for it. I'm not changing it.
I
I
had it
guess
on the
there's still
market.
Paragon and stuff too. So yeah.
That's
Yep.
fair.
All right, thank you. Danae, you ready?
Yeah. I'm gonna grow away from the team. And it's not personal. It's just she's a little gun shy because she's hurt her friends and she is very sad about that. So yeah, she's the kind of person who withdraws if she feels like she's made a mistake or something's gone wrong somehow. So I'm going to take influence away from, it's either got to be Subrina or Kevin. I'm gonna say,
Or would it? Or would it be Roz because you are still influenced by them because you feel guilty because of what you did to them?
that's a good argument actually, and it keeps me from having to make a decision. I'm gonna
Yay!
I'm gonna take it away from Roz, but only for that reason. Her I feel like her relationship with Roz has not been harmed at all.
Correct.
But she feels guilty about Kevin and Subrina. So yes, that makes sense. Okay. that is the only thing that I need to do for start and end of session. My star.
Well, your nemesis stuff as well.
Oh shit, yeah. Well, that's that therein lies the rub. There is a question right there.
Mhm.
I can make an argument either way for having made progress in fighting her nemesis. Realizing that her nemesis is real and not just a dream, I feel like that's progress. But it's kind of it's a little bit of a backslide if her nemesis has completely taken over her body.
Well, there was a momentary loss of control, but you did regain control.
Yes. Well, I think net positive as far as progress goes.
Yes.
I would agree with that. I mean, you learned that it can be hurt.
Yeah, I'll take the potential. But I will also argue that this could have possibly been an overexertion of her power.
That's what I was worried about.
Probably.
I'll just have you guys know that I made enough potential today to level up, to advance. So you guys don't really need to you don't need to be that worried.
Oh, thank God.
And like we've been like beating that doom track with all this comfort and support. So we might be okay. This
Maybe.
could turn out all
We'll
right.
see.
I imagine that I'm going to be doing a lot of open talking about this Doom next session, so that's at least one more guaranteed advancement on the Doom track. But it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah. And your stars and wishes.
Stars and wishes. My star for today, what really sparked joy, was I got to use every single one of my passive moves. It's one of those rare moments where the stars aligned, and that's my star. It's a star for the game system. Good for you, game system. You made me happy. I think I'll take a wish. I got a mechanical star, so let's have a mechanical wish as well. I never realized how fun it is to just not use my burns and flares. Like in this situation, I didn't use any of my burns or flares this time around. I think my wish is going forward to do a little bit more experimenting outside the burn and flare Nova box, and I think I'll be doing that.
Very
I
good.
know that wishes are supposed to be to help you with like story stuff, but damn it, like I need help remembering to do things too.
Yeah, no, I get it. And I mean, yes, Z's wish of using more of her mechanics is on the surface a mechanics thing, but it does also have the story implications as well. But yeah, I mean, having just played a Nova, like, yeah, they're a lot of fun, but also like the Doomed has its own things going on. So making more use of those is very good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to next session. I know that I'm going to like overthink it and be all like, all right, how is Chloe gonna play this? Like,
Mhm.
how are we gonna do this going forward?
Open and honest, healthy communication.
What? Never.
Nah.
Come on.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. It sounds like a great opportunity for me to share a weakness, and ask if you guys see any hope for me.
We'll see. There's gonna be a big conversation next time. Let's see. That brings it to me. My stars and wishes. These are gonna be kind of complementary but contradictory. Is my star, seeing how y'all are reacting to the the reveal of the NPCs being the skeleton crew, and now that there is that dramatic irony. But my wish is also like an alternate universe where I hadn't done that reveal, and I could have been like feeding you the clues more as we go. Like, how would you have reacted to, oh, the dog sniffing Subrina, if I hadn't given the vignette of that crew and just seen like, how would this have played out if you were fully unaware of all that going on. And I guess we won't know unless I've got more stuff going on behind the scenes that I am actually doing a good job of playing close to my chest. Who can say? But that is going to do it for us tonight. I already did all the channel stuff, so unless anyone has things to plug or promote right now, then we will just say thank you for joining us, and until next time, good games and good night, Internet.